The free agency trade madness continues. What's up, folks? Fred Richani, TSC, with some more NFL free agent frenzy breaking news. The Buffalo Bills have traded for Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Stefon Diggs. They get Diggs and a first-round pick. In exchange, get this, the Vikings receive a first-round pick, a fifth-round pick, a sixth-round pick, and a fourth-round pick in 2021. Meanwhile, the Texans couldn't even get a first or second round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. If you don't know, real quick, the Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals for aging running back David Johnson, who was an absolute stud a few years ago, and a bag of loose change and I believe a fourth round pick. It was absolutely pathetic, a completely lopsided trade, and they just may have changed the balance of power in the NFC West. Meanwhile, Bills making a big move. Vikings get plenty of draft picks, but that's not all, folks, because according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Amari Cooper has re-signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, wide receiver Amari Cooper, another wide receiver that's set to get paid 5 years, $100 million. Now, keep in mind, at the moment, we don't know how much is guaranteed. Still, that being said, that's a hell of a haul. He is a damn good player, but he needs a quarterback. And Dak Prescott, at the moment, is still, well, unsigned. Technically, he is signed. He has the franchise tag, but he does not have a long-term contract extension. And some people think he should sit out the season. Some people think he should demand a trade. I think it's absolutely ludicrous how they can tag Dak, but they re-sign Amari? What? Who's the guy that threw the ball to Amari Cooper? Who's the guy that made him look good the last couple of years in Dallas? It is, of course, Dak Prescott. But, hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. As far as any more free agency news, A.J. McCarron re-signs with the Texans. The Cleveland Browns signed Case Keenum, quarterback Case Keenum, formerly of the Redskins, to I believe it was a 3-year deal with $10 million guaranteed. First of all, I have no idea who they were bidding with in order to compete for Case Keenum as a backup. Second of all, the fact that you're Baker Mayfield, you didn't have a great season at all, and you have to compete with Case Keenum. And look, Case Keenum had a nice season in Minnesota, that 1 year they went to the NFC title game. But come on, man. Really? Case Keenum? Hey, I'm all for people getting their money. You know, Kirk Cousins, once again, finessed the Vikings to get a 2-year deal. And I believe he's one of the highest paid players, if not the highest paid player in the NFL again. So, Kirk Cousins, smart guy, even though Stefon Diggs didn't want to play with him. Marcus Mariota agreed to a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders to be their backup quarterback. Perhaps he could be their starter and overtake Derek Carr. That's really interesting. The Detroit Lions signed former Patriots linebacker Jamie Collins, reuniting him with Matt Patricia. Texans signed safety Eric Murray. The Dolphins, they made a whole lot of signings. They signed a 4-year deal with former Patriots linebacker Kyle Van Noy. They also signed Byron Jones from the Dallas Cowboys. And they signed Shaq Lawson, formerly of the Buffalo Bills. I really like these choices. And they signed Ereck Flowers, who at one point was an absolute bust for the Giants, but he revitalized his career in Washington. And man, I don't know. I really like these moves by the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, with the right quarterback, maybe a healthy Tua, could be a sleeper team in the NFL in 2020, depending on when the season starts. Jimmy Graham ends up with the Chicago Bears. Oh, Jack Conklin. He left the Tennessee Titans, and he is now officially signed with the Cleveland Browns. And that, to me, is a very big signing for them. Of course, at the beginning of the day, the Titans franchise-tagged running back Derrick Henry. You can make the strong argument they should have franchise-tagged Ryan Tannehill and made a long-term deal with Derrick Henry, but hey, there is still time. DeForest Buckner got freaking paid by the Colts. The Niners get the 13th pick. The Colts get DeForest Buckner, and they agreed to pay him $21 million a year, making him the second highest-paid defensive tackle, only behind Aaron Donald. The Bucs are bringing back defensive end JPP, who we know here in New York. Awesome player. Happy to see him back. The Falcons trade with the Ravens, get Hayden Hurst. The Cowboys agreed to a deal with Blake Jarwin, tight end. So what could that mean for Jason Witten? Well, that can mean he's on the move, or maybe he ends up retiring again. Chris Harris Jr. still has a lot of interest. Phillip Rivers is linked to the Colts. Tom Brady linked to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. along with, of course, the New England Patriots. Teddy Bridgewater linked to either the Bucs or the Chicago Bears. We will see what happens. But folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about these free agency moves? Let me know. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed this update. Like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe,